Hello guys, today I would like to tell you how to use a pattern geometries. So firstly we need to do a sketch and select it on the top lines. That's just a very simple to drag a circular and trying to extrude it to make it a columns, right? And then next, we need to go into a menu, insert in associative copy. Let's just select it, the pattern geometries, and you enter this pattern geometry windows. And then selected object, let's just select this columns. And the layout is linear, so we need to give a specify vectors. So let's give it x axis. Okay, it's very similar to a pattern face or pattern features. You just can drag this to adjust the distance between these two objects, right? And in here, spacing, you could choose to a count and pitch or content span or pitch and span. So default is content pitch. So you could tap the count that you want to give that. Let's try 10. So you got more columns there. And you could also adjust the pitch distance, and currently is 15 millimeters. So if I want to create more loose patterns, we just can tap double. Let's try 30 millimeters. So you got more loose patterns there. And I could also got a symmetric, so you got kind of mirror patterns there. So we could also use a direction too. So in direction 2, we need to also give a spec specify vectors. Let's just choose y-axis. At that moment, you need to give a count, maybe also let's try 10. So you're gonna got more intensive patterns there. Because you could see is overlapping each other with these patterns. So we need to give more distance in the pitch distance. Let's try a 30. So this time we got a very natural pattern, it's very curly patterns there, right? You could also check this metric. So you got a more patterns mirror based on these lines here, right? Um, okay, let's just hit it apply. You're gonna wait in your laptops to do the calculations for a while. So if this time I doing a sketch also on the top line, this time I just drag a rectangle trying to extrude it with some distance. Let's hit it apply. And this time if you're going to a menu insert and associated copy pattern geometries, and I could also, I need first to select this object, and in the layout I could choose a circular. For example, I choose a circular, so we need to give a specify vectors. Let's just choose um, z-axis, and we need to give a specific point. Let's just hit it as random, so you could got this kind of arrow there with count 12. So if I'm feel this is too not too much, let's just change to double 24, so you can got more patterns numbers of object has. You could also change the angles into doubles to make more loose patterns or 40, right? You could also got this kind of patterns. Let's hit it apply. So this time if you're going to sketch, could just do a triangle shape by myself to create it such sketch. So I need to select this point, select the Okay, I create this kind of triangle shape, and next I will extrude this with some distance. Okay, and then I'm going to menu, insert, associate copy, and parts and geometries. And this time I'm trying to choose a polygon. So I need also select this object I just created. I need to give a specific vectors. Let's choose a z-axis, and I just randomly click on the screen to define a specified point. Right. We're gonna got this kind of polygon shape. So we could also change to 7 of the size, right? You're gonna got more kind of shapes here. We could also adjust the count of, we could also trying to choose different tabs of the spacing tabs. Default is count per size, and we could also change to picture long size. And in count and per size, we could trying to give smaller numbers here, so you could got less shapes showing on these portions. We could also adjust the spans into the angles that we want. For examples, we want 300 degrees, right? Let's hit it, apply. Okay, next I will also going to sketch, and this time I just, I just draw a circular again. Trying to extrude the circulars with some distance. I'm going to menu, insert, associate copies, pots and geometries, and this times I change to spiral shape. And then I need to select these objects with spiral layout, right? In the specify point, let's just hit it z-axis. We need to give a reference vectors to, although I mean this director, to this direction. So you could got this kind of spiral shape. But it's not too obviously. And let's change it to 3. So gonna got this very spiral path there with this circular shape, right? And you could also change the left side to right hand direction, spiral size by currently is number of turns, and it's also could change to a totally angles. So at this moment, let's just keep in numbers of turns. And radio patch, if we change to a 10, what's gonna happen there? So you could got smaller patterns here. So if we could change to 200s, well, you could got this kind of very big giant shapes patterns there. And we could also give a pitch along spiral into more small numbers. Wow, this is very intensive patterns. It's every shape just trying to overlap with each other. So maybe we could change to 100 to create more loose patterns there, or even though 200 I think is more suitable to visualize this kind of patterns. And we could also change the rotation angles to maybe 50 degrees, right? It's gonna change the patterns visualized to you. Okay, and let's just hit apply. Okay, at this moment, if you rotate your thing, and you're gonna lose some parts, and don't worry. And at this moment, just hit Control plus F will refresh the whole scenario, and everything gonna shows correctly. And next, so we left it long to introduce to you, right? So we're going to sketch, and in here, we're gonna drag, we're gonna create some curves here and the second curves here. Okay, let's hit it finish. And we could also go into this, draw a new sketch with a circular shape there, and trying to extrude it with some distance, right? And this time I'm going to menu, insert, associate chord pay and pattern geometries, and I select this object I just created. Sorry, I need to select this object, not the lines I created, right? And this time I'm trying to change to a line. And a path methods, in select the path, let's just select the single path. We'll give the counting to a 10. With the arc length percentage maybe just a 5. So you got this kind of patterns there. You could also active the direction tools. At the moment, you just need to select the second lines. And in here, you could also change the counting to the numbers you want. Let's say a 5, right? And then you're gonna give smaller numbers here to get this kind of very intensive patterns there. So let's hit it apply. Okay, guys, about the pattern geometry, I just introduced here. We just finished here. So if you like my video, just go subscribe to my channels, and if you have any questions, just leave a comments to my video, so I definitely would be answer later. So see you next class. Bye.